Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to Unicross. So, 7-star Prime Axel is out and I want to talk about the medal itself, the banner it came with, and also what the game's not telling you about 7-star medals, because right now this Axel looks absolutely amazing, but we can't forget that this is a tier 4. Once everyone's able to make their tier 6s, tier 7s, and tier 8s into 7 stars, this medal is not going to be the best one, and especially until a certain update comes up. So what am I talking about exactly? Right now, if we go into the game and we look at the Axel itself, this Axel has a multiplier, and I did pull for this Axel if you guys are wondering, but I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. This Axel has a multiplier of 13.03, I believe, or 6, sorry. So this is my fully maxed out 7-star Axel, and with that multiplier, guys, it basically means it's the best medal in the game currently. Nothing else touches this medal because of how high this is, except for a 7-star tier 7 or 8. That comes pretty close, but this has a max multiplier of 30, guys. A max multiplier of 30 was just absolutely insane, and it just got so much damage, but it's only the first of what's supposed to be coming for the update. So if you guys are not aware of the update that's supposed to be happening, basically this medal is going to be just like every other medal. Every other tier 4 is going to be able to go to this max multiplier. So if we currently look at a medal like this SP Axe over here, it's got a very low multiplier of 2.69. When we evolve it to a 7-star, it doesn't move that much. Even though it's a tier 4, just like that new Axel, it doesn't move that much. I don't know if this is going to be part of the game or not, but I talked about it in my previous video that 7-star medals are getting a huge buff. We were supposed to get a maintenance. I don't know if the maintenance was supposed to make all our 7 stars incredibly strong, but right now Axel has that buff because I think they just released that Axel as well in JP, so we got the same exact version JP has, but that's supposed to be the norm. All these medals are supposed to go into a multiplier of 12, 11, 13. Like Warrior of Light that I just made a 7-star as well is supposed to be way better than what it actually is at the moment. So my Warrior Light, as you guys can see, I made it into a 7-star, but it's only got a multiplier of 9.78. Why is that tier 4 Axel so much better? I'm pretty sure it's because they haven't applied that update yet where they're going to make all 7 stars incredibly, ridiculously strong. So don't be fooled. Don't be like, this Axel has the best multiplier, it has the most damage, it's going to dominate. You're only looking towards PvP right now, and only for the first maybe 1, 2, or 3 days of PvP. They might update it on Monday, they might update it on Wednesday. They might update it before this PvP ends. And honestly, the best point for PvP is like the last 3 days. Do all your matches last 3 days and really try there. Besides that, you don't need the best of the best for the first couple days. Your ranking gets pulled down so fast. So don't jump the gun and start spending a ton of jewels on this Axel because of how powerful it looks. It is only the beginning of the 7-star medals. Take that into consideration. They haven't told us for some reason that all 7-star medals are going to get this big boost. They might not do it, so that might be another thing. Maybe only these prime medals are going to get it, but in JP, every 7-star medal got this huge multiplier boost. And that means that tier 4s, once everybody gets 7-star medals, once you start making your 6, 7, 8 into 7 stars, this is not going to be as strong as it is right now, guys. This is only strong because these are a lot easier to make into 7 stars. Your 2 stars, your 3 stars, sorry, your tier 2s, your tier 3s, your tier 4s, your tier 5s, they're going to be a lot easier to get the fairies, the blue fairies, to upgrade them. So, of course, they're going to be stronger than your tier 7s and 8s until we all get the chance to upgrade our tier 7s and 8s. Like I just showed you my Warrior of Light. Once he becomes into the new update that JP has, he goes to a multiplier of max 45. With this Axel, once you guilt it and everything, it has a max multiplier of 30. So a 45 multiplier compared to a 30, that is just no game there. This is just going to be a garbage medal down the line besides all the utility. But I just want to give you guys that heads up that JP has this new update and they didn't apply to us right now. So this looks really, really good right now, but it's not going to be the best. It'll be the best tier 4 though. So also to go into this, basically this is a prime metal. They're gonna have little special abilities, but we can't forget that we have limited amount of jewels, free to play, even VIP. If you try to go for the mercy pull, this guy, you are wasting 15,000. You're not wasting, but you are spending 15,000 jewels. That means the organization event coming up right now, that is Zexion on the 13th, you'll miss out on, and the Toy Story collaboration that they announced at the Dandelion meeting and they talked about already, is going to be near the end of this month, if not the beginning of July, but it should be at the last week of June, the earliest. So if you don't want to miss out on broken collaboration medals or really good organization 13 medals, wait, especially because this Axel's banner is still here when the organization member is released on the 13th. It's going to have like 2 days left or 1 day left, so you can make up your decision then if you want to pull multiple times. But you might be asking, well, you pulled. I pulled once. And I use Mickey and Brooms to fully gilt it, and then I use level 4 fairies because Axel is actually the best tier 4 we have. Not only because of the amount of utility this medal has, but also it has the highest multiplier, I believe, out of all the tier 4s currently in the game. Now, I could be a little bit wrong on that, but from what I noticed, a 6-star version of the Axel has a 5.20, where all our other medals don't reach that high. Like right here, you can see 4.80. These were like our best tier 4s back then. And over here, a gilted one of SP Roxas, that's 7-star, doesn't count. But as you guys can see, even Boss Marluxia is supposed to be a crazy good medal. It has a multiplier of 5.22, but it does no attributes. So this Boss Marluxia has the same multiplier of the new Axel at 6-star. So you got to take consideration, Axel has the best multiplier for tier 4s, and he's also got the best utility out of all the tier 4s for reverse and power. Just having that reverse defense down by 7 tiers, no other medal in the game right now has that except for him. So let's look at him in a little bit more detail and talk about why he's so good and why you should at least get one copy off him. So right here is the website, cookstracker.com, where it has great info and everything, and they just updated 7 stars as well. It's going to become a little bit more refined afterwards, but for now we have all the info we need. So this is Prime Illustrated Axel. This is everything it does. It does 4 general defense down, 7 power strength up, 7 power defense down on the enemy, and 7 reverse defense down, and also it increased by 40% guilt as a 6-star medal. Like I said, that multiplier of 5.20 as a 6-star, making a max multiplier with its 40% guilt into 14 for a tier 4, even at just 6-star. But then when you go to a 7-star, fully gilted medal, prime medals get these multiple buffs. So its special attack gauge went from 40% to 60% extra guilt to all your medals. SP attack bonus plus 60% fills 3 gauges. So this Axel also restores 3 gauges, which is amazing. But right here, guys, you can see that it's got everything you need, and now on top of it, for making a 7-star, it's got that reverse strength up. So this medal as a 7-star is actually incredible. And then that multiplier plus a 60% guilt goes to 37.87. And this is where I said that they're not showing us from JP's update. All other tier 4s and tier 5s and 6s are going to get a huge buff like this. So don't go pulling for him thinking he's the best medal in the game, because he is just for maybe a week tops, maybe just a couple days. So don't go spending all your jewels on something that's going to be obsolete pretty quick, besides its utility. Its utility is amazing, and just pairing this up with stained glass metal, like any of the reverse stained glass metals or even the upright stained glass metals, this is just incredible. The only buff he's missing is general strength. That's all he's missing, and that's why I say put a stained glass metal there, or your Kyrie with like 2 casts or something like that will making this into a huge damage dealer. But prime metals, I'm going to go back into the game because there's really nothing else to show here besides exactly what happens to it. It does cost a lot. Oh, and also prime metals get 5 trade slots. But I'm going to show you that in the game instead of through this window right here. So if you look at my Axel right now, he's got 5 trade slots. And that's why it might look very, very tempting to pull multiple times. But my advice is, if you have the Mickey and Brooms and you have the level 4 fairies, then I would definitely just do it this way. Spend 3,000 jewels and spend the resources that we have in the game, because jewels have the highest value. Jewels will always be there for the next best medal. You can always pull for the newest medal, the newest avatar board, skills to thrill, whatever you guys need. Jewels do it all. Jewels are for everything. But making brooms, magic mirrors, they're meant to make medals like this or other medals that you didn't pull enough for to be able to gilt them and max them out. So if you guys want to, the level 4 fairies is not going to be wasted on this. I don't see any other medal that is a tier 4 that I would rather put it on. This was the best tier 4 decision to make into a 7-star just because of how powerful it is for now. I can't stress that enough. Tier 4s, once everything becomes 7 stars, will be the bottom of the chain. They will be the bottom because tier 7's multipliers and 6s are just generally higher when it comes to attack medals. Not buff medals and all that. Attack medals, the higher the tier, the more damage they do. It won't be the case 100% of the time, but is the majority. So that is the Prime Axel. I pulled one time, threw the Mickey and Brooms on there, threw the magic mirrors, and boom, I got myself a brand new 7-star OP medal for currently for 3,000 jewels. If you have the resources, use them, guys. It's very, very smart play to do that instead of pulling 5 times for 15,000 jewels. And the last thing about Prime medals, we're going to go into the notices for this because I'm also going to talk about the banner itself. Basically, Prime medals, right at the top of says over here, I'm going to put it right at the top. The medal will gain an increase to SP attack bonus buff as part of its special attack. So if it's into a 7-star, if it does not, if the 6-star, let's say this Axel didn't have its 40% increase in guilt as a 6-star, when you change it into a 7-star, it's saying that it's going to give it a special attack bonus. And when we made this one a 7-star, it went from 40 to 60. So judging by that, any 6-star Prime medal that turns into 7-star should get that 20 guilt bonus. But those don't stack. Whatever one activates that's the highest, let's say one says 50 and one says 60, you're not going to get 110% boost to all your medals. You're only going to get that 60% or whatever's higher. So it's one that is the strongest, not combined. So you could have a whole bunch of 60s. Those won't add up. It's always 60% to all medals. It's not that broken, guys. But 60% is huge. So that's another example of Prime medals. But for this draw system here, there's a couple things you guys actually want to know about this poll, because it might not be for everyone, but for people who are veterans or they pay for the game, this is a great opportunity to make a really strong tier 4 that is currently the strongest in the game, and also get a whole bunch of sub-slots medals for your Keyblades to also make your Keyblades incredibly strong. So the first thing is that Axel will be here in every single pull. You're guaranteed one 6-star Axel every pull, but you can also have a chance at a 7-star every pull. But if you don't pull one in the first 4 pulls, on your 5th pull, you will get a 7-star Axel. And when you get a 7-star Axel, it comes fully guilted and everything else with it. And that means you got 4 trait slots with it. I think if you pull, you're guaranteed a 6-star with it. So yeah, you get at least 5 rolls of traits on this medal. Also, every pull guarantees a 7-star medal. And that's why I said this pull is really good for sub-slots, because you will be pulling a bunch of other 7-star medals. Tier 4 to be exact. And once we get the update, other tier 4s will be just as strong as this Axel, depending on the multipliers on them, but just not as much utility as this Axel. But you are going to be able to get a bunch of strong medals from this once we get the update. If we don't get the update, we're going to have a whole new video for that, guys. A whole new videos for that. The other thing, our last banner, the falling price deal that came with 7-star medals, came with skills like attack boost max, defense boost 3 max, and all that, triple threat. This does not come with that. You do not get any skills on these medals besides the generic attack boost 1 or defense boost 1 or paralysis, poison, and sleep. You will not be seeing any crazy skills during this polling system. And that is pretty much everything. You can get a boosted version of these medals. You can get a boosted of the 6-star or the 7-star. So it is an interesting banner. It's great to see. But like I said, I am not spending all my jewels on a tier 4 that is just currently the strongest because we haven't got an update. So right now, if you want to be able to smash everything and everyone in PvP, this Axel is tearing everything apart. but that's because they haven't boosted the other tier 4s or the other tier 3s or all the 7-star medals. They haven't boosted anyone else. They postponed maintenance, so I'm hoping that's what maintenance was for, just to be on par with JP update. They got all those crazy 7 stars, but this is Axel right now, guys. Axel looks great. Don't go spending all your jewels. This is only the beginning. This is only the first prime medal. Think about this guy over here. And I know this is exaggerating, but think about this EX medal right over here. This is basically like a new EX medal, and we're talking about one that we loved so much, and now he just doesn't have the power that we need. Axel RDX, when he came out, I spent jewels. I went crazy, but he's not as good as he used to be. Once he gets into a 7-star, he'll be back onto a playing field for a little while until everyone can make 7 stars into their tier 6, 7, and 8s. But remember when we pulled for this? Now look where this medal's at. Doing nothing for now anyways. I'm ready to make this a 7-star as well. But same thing with the new Axel, guys. He is only temporary the best medal. And I mean very temporary. Very, very more temporary than the Axel. The Axel lasted... My Axel, the green one, the speed one I just showed you, that lasted a long time, the EX one. This one is probably going to have a shorter time when it comes to that. But either way, pulling one of them, all that utility on it, great medal, guys. If you want to pull for it, go right ahead. I believe that's everything I want to cover about this medal. Just don't be fooled by him having the highest multiplier in the game currently. That's going to happen to all 7 stars. I'm going to repeat that over and over and over again. Be careful. I definitely say pull one. If you pull multiple copies, don't guilt them. He might be towards a high score challenge. That could be Nick and Judy. In JP, they just got a banner where everyone can basically get Nick and Judy. So take that consideration that they might be popping something out like that. Keep it separate for a little bit. Wait till the organization event before you spend your jewels. Don't forget about Toy Story collaboration. There's a lot of things you guys got to look at before jumping the gun on a tier 4 medal. I'm going to stress that out. Even though it's 7 stars, it's still a tier 4. Beautiful utility, though. Beautiful utility no matter what. So, that is pretty much everything. Let me know your thoughts down below. I know a lot of you guys pulled it last night. I went through PvP. I made my place in top 30, and I was facing everyone with multiple copies of Axel. I faced one person who had 4 copies of 7-star Axels, but like I said again, guys, you know what I said multiple times. But let me know if you pulled. Let me know if you guilted it. Let me know what you got on your traits or how you feel about everything that's going on right now down below. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button, guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.